We're going to go ahead and do a reading specifically for twin flames, for the divine feminine, for the divine masculine collective, just to see what is going on. We have Virgo is trine Pluto retrograde in Capricorn today. Now this is huge, as it's in its, we'll say, final moments within our lifetime in Capricorn. And Pluto rules death, rebirth. It also is all about taking back our power and ways that we may need to empower ourselves. And these are huge themes along the twin flame journey too. If you are a twin flame, you're going to know you're on the journey. You're made aware of this connection so that you can do the deeper healing work, as your twin flame is obviously going to help you so that you can do your ascension work. Oftentimes it is some of the motivator or even catalyst for your spiritual awakening and your ascension. And while your twin flame has no problem looking past your flaws, they won't deal with any level of toxicity. And so there are certain things that oftentimes get triggered to the surface specifically for twin flames to work on. And this is a powerful time for the twin flames on the planet doing the healing work. Some of the things that twin flames deal with are underlying belief systems. Some of these belief systems go back to your childhood or even through your ancestral line, and these could be limiting beliefs. We're being guided to really recalibrate our energy, raise our frequency, and to, I don't want to say question, but purge out beliefs that are no longer serving us, that are keeping us stuck in a third dimensional program, as your ascension is meant to help you to ascend into the fifth dimension. And oftentimes it's requires a lot of healing work and working on yourself. And these are themes that we see play out across the twin flame journey. Now, everyone's journey is going to be unique and different depending on what you need to work on and what you need to heal. But let's just go ahead and start with the reading for the divine feminine. So we have all sorts of kind of themes coming up. Tomorrow is the autumn equinox. So we are in a powerful gateway. We're also in a powerful gateway for twin flames, for releasing past versions of yourself and connecting with or becoming a higher version of yourself or your higher self right now. Now, over the next couple of weeks, we're really in the final chapter of wherever you're at in this chapter. We're going to start a new one shortly, but we're kind of in the end of your chapter, right? The end of your chapter of whatever chapter you're in right now. It needs to be wrapped up. There are loose strings or threads that need to be wrapped up wherever you're at. So we have a focus on finishing up whatever chapter you're in. So this means that we're going to shift into new beginning. It's also about right now recalibrating your energy. So the equinox is huge. We're receiving a ton of upgrades, activations, and light codes right now. So high frequency energy, they amplify whatever's going on for you in your life. Everyone has things they need to work on and need to heal. So we have a big focus over the next year of shadow work coming up and things that we need to work on. We all have flaws and patterns and things that we need to be healing. Someone told me this morning, I don't want to make a joke about it, that they're not healing. Well, then you stay stuck in the same cycle. So we have incentive to heal. A lot of people, yes, maybe they're not awakening and healing, then they're stuck in karmic cycles that will awaken them, and it's harder. So also we do have a lot of different lessons coming up and going on. One thing in common for everyone during this equinox is it's going to amplify whatever's coming up, whatever you're working on, and whatever you're moving through. Tomorrow also is the first day of Libra season, which is really good for relationships, as we have a huge focus on your love life, relationships, but we also have a focus on balancing your energy right now. Some of you guys might need extra healing sessions. You might need extra self-care, better food, things like that are coming up right now across the collective. Okay, we're going to do a reading for Divine Feminine to start. First off, make sure you check out my website, sparksofdivinelighealing.com. I do have my equinox stuff up there. Check it out. Do the one-on-one phone calls with me. You guys are going to need them as you're moving through this. That's why they call it the twin flame journey, as you know, you guys are having to go through a lot of obstacles, blocks within yourself, and things to get where you need to be with this, even within union too. You just have things to work on. So I always say, do the one-on-one phone calls. This will help you with what's coming up specifically, but it's also going to help you with kind of moving through things. So you can set up any of the twin flame readings on my website. These are one-on-one phone calls. I have tons of under my twin flame healing session. I have tons of twin flame healings, clearings, activations. I also do twin flame coaching, which is going to help you so much to shift and work through certain things and to heal certain things that come up for you too. So I have tons of stuff up on my website. Check that out. Check out my twin flame coaching. So take what resonates for you. This is just a collective reading. That's why I always say do the one-on-one work. You're going to need it. going through your journey, but take what messages resonate for you and your specific situation. Let's go ahead and start with the reading for the Divine Feminine. This is Divine Feminine Collective, Divine Masculine. If you're watching, direct messages from your feminine. When times got tough, I gave up too soon. I see so many people in this mindset. You won't be able to manifest union. Where your energy goes, where your attention goes, this is where your focus goes, your energy's going, right? And you have to manifest everything. So I'm going to give you a little bit of an example because I'm always thinking about this stuff and reflecting on this stuff. And I'm just going to tell you, so if you were manifesting something within the physical, because physical union is no different. Like say you're manifesting a house and you decide, I'm going to buy a house, I'm going to get a house. And the next day you give up and you quit. You're not getting the house. I know, right? But if you stay on that path and you're like, okay, I'm going to work towards this goal, okay? And you're going to work towards it. You're going to start to see things showing up in your reality that are supporting that path and getting you there and moving you in that direction. It's no different with twin flame. A lot of people are like so close or moving through the process and they give up, or I see a lot of back and forth. And I feel that back and forth behavior goes down to attachment issues and wounding and things that twin flames specifically have to heal. There are certain things, that's why I designed my twin flame coaching to move you through this stuff and a lot of the healings I do, because specific things come up to be healed on this journey too. And you know, it just depends on where you're at and what you have coming up for you. Your twin flame is meant to trigger, yes, they're meant to trigger the old wounds so that you could raise into a higher frequency, and you're oftentimes holding on to a lot of unhealed baggage, and this all kind of comes to the surface. So it can feel like all of your wounds get ripped open, and it can feel very intense to go through, especially emotionally too. So a lot of you guys are closer than you think, or you're moving through the process, and it can really mess it up, because I just say it's another block. Throwing more blocks in it isn't going to help, right? With things too. We also have a lot of expectations around this journey and things like that, and oftentimes it is meant to trigger some of these things so that you can get rid of and purify. And so twin flames have to be on this pure high frequency to be in union, and oftentimes it's getting there too, but both must be balanced within themselves too, and both have things to work on too. So when you can see that, it'll help make your journey a little bit easier, that both of you are working on a lot during this time and that you are on this journey together. We see that twin flames share a blueprint. That means that you came here with a life plan together. You're like, what? Yeah, that's why it's so similar, right? I look at the blueprint. Yes, it is a template within your DNA, but it's also almost like your life plan that you would have made on the other side to plan out certain things, and everything's going as it should. And sometimes when we struggle, that's ego, and we make it harder and things like that. But definitely you're going to go through moments, you know, where you are meant to question things, and this is to get rid of the old beliefs and the blocks and things like that. And this usually happens in the lows. In the highs, you feel great, right? But oftentimes it can be in states of separation. That is exactly what you came here to heal, is that separation consciousness and whatever comes up in those spaces for you. And you're not going to like this by yourself. Like, right? Okay. So you have certain things that are triggered if you get honest and want to take a look at yourself, right? So sometimes twin flame journey also requires us to get honest and to do that shadow work. I see so many people like, oh, fine. I'm like, okay. It's just the things that get triggered, because your twin flame will trigger things within your energy field, right? And this needs to happen because you can't bring these things into the new earth, 5D, or even union and things like that. So oftentimes it can trigger a lot of things, old wounds, childhood wounds, shadow work. I see a lot of adults walking around with unhealed child issues that are causing problems. We always talk about that kind of stuff too. So oftentimes twin flames have to go back in and heal childhood wounds, issues, attachment trauma, old relationship traumas and things like that by the time that you guys meet. Oftentimes you guys have been through a lot. So be gentle on yourself. Make sure you're healing whatever is being triggered during this time or coming up for you. Or if you feel that you need some help, I have tons of stuff on my website. I think those energy healings are going to help you to release blocks and things on the energetic level that will help you a ton too. So just know that. I wish I could take back the hurtful things I said. It was wrong to take my frustration out on you. There are going to be times where maybe you, or because this is divine feminine reading, or even your twin flame have projected their feelings and pain onto you. Definitely. Especially as twin flames mirror a lot of things that come up, and this can be an intense, challenging connection. And so there might have been things that have been said in a negative way too. I mean, right? You guys might have hurt each other with words or things that you guys have said to each other. Divine feminine feeling bad about that. There's so much unspoken between us. I need to tell you how I really feel. I always think of unspoken could be not for everyone, but it could be not a lot of communication. This is communication, right? It also could be some of you guys are in silence, no contact, separation. Not everyone. This could just be like, also twin flames have that unspoken language. When you're by yourself and thinking about things, your twin flame is thinking about those same things too, or tapping in on some level. When you're connecting with the spiritual though, right? Not necessarily in the matrix, but right? Okay, when you connect with your spiritual side, your twin flame is also picking up on some of the same feelings and stuff like that. You guys could be apart and you're going to pick up on a lot of how the other is feeling, if they're going through something, what's coming up in their life. Oftentimes you get just enough when in the separations of what's going on with them too, because you do get things, whether downloads, seeing things, some type of contact, some type of communication. And this could just be also when you guys are hanging out, you guys literally can read each other really good. It's a vibe. I don't know why. Like I could hang out with my twin flame all day, obviously, and kind of get lost in our own dimension. And I can't do that with a lot of people as someone that's energetically, psychically sensitive. Sometimes when I'm hanging out with people, maybe it's just different frequency. It can be really tiring, right? And things like that. But when you're hanging out with your person, you're going to notice that you can probably spend an awful lot of time with them and maybe even get lost in your own worlds together and things like that too. So when they say twin flames have an unspoken language, they do. This is language of the soul. It's when you connect with your spiritual side, your spiritual self, your soul. They are too, because you share these aspects too. The twin flame is I want to call it a split being. It's a higher. We don't realize that on Earth, but it is, right? And things like that. And so this is a rare connection. You know, maybe it isn't for everyone. You're going to know if it is, and it isn't for everyone. And that becomes obvious sometimes when you are a twin flame too, that not everyone is going through this journey or this experience. This is why you probably tend to find a resonance with other people who are, because you're going to learn a lot talking with other twin flames about their experience or things that they've been through possibly too. I see your smiling face in my mind's eye. It's always been you. I don't know how to tell you the truth. I want a new beginning. Divine Feminine wants a new beginning. Well, this is good because, okay, make sure you're recharging right now and taking care of your energy as we go into the equinox. This is a space for healing, celebration. It's a time to reflect, to think about things. You don't want to go into the last part of the year as the equinox takes us into it tired. You need to refill your energy tank, right? Okay, you don't want to go into that last part kind of run down and things like that. So this is a time where we slow down a little bit as we're shifting into autumn equinox, right? The autumn and another part of the year, things tend to slow down with us, which is okay. And then we think about our goals and where we want the rest of the year to take us with our goals and things like that, but specifically within our union too. You know this is your person. Oftentimes it's just you can't figure your way around things and negative thoughts come up that tell you maybe it's not or things like that. But you know you want this person. You know this is your person. You know you want a new beginning. And I love the equinoxes and the solstices, but we're doing the equinox because it brings us into some major new beginning and starting over kind of vibes, which are very, very positive. Many of you guys are getting a redo. This could indicate reunion for some of you guys. And this is like coming together and getting it right if you had problems in the past or challenges and kind of learning from these things and what you need to do during this time. I'm ready to take my mask off, needing to heal ego kind of issues. When we talk that, right, it's the ego. Okay, oftentimes twin flame is like a black hole that kind of sucks you in and annihilates your ego. You're like, what? We don't like that. Okay, I know. And it's like that. We go through, they call it dissolution of the ego. This is no different than the process of enlightenment too, going through ego death. So you might have gone through an ego death or many ego deaths with this person, and they probably have too, from the process that you guys have been going through. Definitely in the separations I always talk about, but in other ways too. And this is meant to strip away layers. You don't just have one ego, you have many layers of it, constructs, old beliefs, things not serving you, the way you see things in your way. And it's basically like layers that you strip away. Each ego death is like a layer, right? And things like that. I always think of those little dolls. My mom was like obsessed with these little dolls from other countries, and they would layer them in like 10 little dolls in one, right? Okay, it's like that. Think of that as your ego with like 10 in one, old versions of yourself even, but we're dealing with the ego. So it's literally like stripping away each layer, and you get to the middle, and this is where turning lead into gold, right? This is the inner alchemy. And so it requires us to strip away old programming, old beliefs, negative views, like negative how we see ourselves and things like that. I'm scared you will reject me. We carry an awful lot of abandonment and rejection trauma. It just depends on in how, but oftentimes this goes back to inner child and past relationships. There's going to be probably, usually what I see a lot of times, people do a separation for each. You won't like that. or just moving through the issues, probably in order, I assume. That's why I wrote a lot of books about this and the way I do the healings. But you go through different layers of healing, and it's not always a straight path with your healing. It's not always linear. It's going to take you all over the place, probably. So you do go through certain things that need to be healed. I do feel that the abandonment issues, rejection issues, are oftentimes connected with not, I want to say past lives. Yes, past lifetimes can affect us in this lifetime of how things will go, but from the past. And so I see a lot of people like a lot of times now, I'm not going to give divine masculine a bad rap, but sometimes it is the masculine side where they might initiate the separation because they know they need to heal, or that maybe the divine feminine needs to heal too. It just depends, because you know that. So sometimes I see the divine feminines, like I remember doing a call the other day and they were like, so they weren't reaching out and talking to this person. This is how you act after rejected. And then they're handling it good. And sometimes people start chasing because of the wounds. And it just kind of depends on how you will react to that, we'll say perceived rejection from this person, of what it will trigger. And oftentimes that's the ego state being triggered, of like how you feel, right? Deeper feelings need to be triggered. And you'll say, why? Well, this is a catalyst to heal you. You do have things that you need to be healing and things that you need to be working on. So you will go through on this journey certain things that are going to come up. Now, instead of your twin flame triggering them to the surface, doing painful separations, ruining the relationship, causing more relationship problems, and continuing to have relationship problems, it does make it a lot easier when you dig in deep and do the healing. And that's what I do with you guys, right? And do the healing so that those kind of problems don't arise because of the trauma you're still carrying and the wounding that you're still carrying. So we can make the journey a lot easier, or, we're just kind of responding to what comes up, because any type of block or problem is only being triggered because it's there and you need to karmically work it out. And so sometimes when we're doing the healing, we make it a lot smoother so that we're not having, we'll say, the hiccups, right, come up, or the blocks and things that come up and that can throw us into separations that are very, very painful. I realized all the mistakes I've made. This is about getting honest about things and reflecting. We have that reflecting energy right now, reflecting on things right now. I've been working on myself, and I'm not the same as I was before. And so you're meant to be changing right now. And this is the transformation energy of Pluto. It's really, really big energy about us changing and becoming that next version of ourselves. We're not quite there yet, but we're definitely getting started from the autumn equinox to the spring, right? We go through this kind of cycle of working on ourselves, and we go into the cocoon and emerge the butterfly, right? As the earth dies, right? Now you're being guided to, this is something I'm working on, so I know, really think about your boundaries. Some of your connections are no longer serving you. You're needing to have boundaries with people that are, just latched onto your energy and not doing the work. In some ways, yes, divine feminine, just as the branches of the trees let go of their leaves, you're needing to let go of everything during this time and release a lot of things. Now, some of you guys might want to deep clean your house, get rid of things you haven't been using for years, bring some new energy into it. This will make you feel a lot better. This will also help you, yes, with your union journey too, of, being in better energy. So you're being guided to do a lot of deep clearing, cleansing of your home, of your energy, and kind of thinking about your life and some of the connections that may have started out serving you. Some of them are no longer serving you, and you're being guided to have good boundaries during this time. This is going to help you to release toxic situations or deal with toxic connections too. I don't want to be toxic anymore. We all have toxic patterns and traits we need to be healing, releasing, and working on. That's part of the healing journey. I want to say, awakening is about shifting into a higher state of consciousness and self-actualization, which is noticing more about ourselves. I know, right? And what we need to work on is becoming more self-aware. From the moment I saw you, I knew you were the one. You probably very fast, with this connection, very fast knew this was your person. Sometimes twin flames are on a fast track to ascension or union. And you were made aware, but probably both of you were made aware. This is your person. This is your twin flame on many levels. Have faith in the universe. This is bigger than both of us at the moment. It is bigger than both of you. And you need to understand that you and your twin flame are walking your unique journey. Even in union, you have your separate paths. This is the infinity where they merge into one, right? Okay, you have your own separate paths, even together, yes. Things that are going to come up on each path. And I think it's all about not controlling and letting go of control, surrendering, releasing things, and allowing you and your twin flame to navigate your own unique experience, right? Now, to come together as one, that's the higher spiritual attainment, is to bring both of these paths together. So you need to understand, because a lot of times people get really frustrated. You are walking your path, especially the more you're connecting with your intuition, and so is this person. And kind of, I want to use the word respecting that you have, your own things to be doing. I'm just not ready yet. Trust in divine timing. Some of you guys, your biggest holdup is divine timing right now. This is like, it just isn't time. You're not ready. You need more time. This could be to mature, to grow, to heal for all different kind of reasons. It could be circumstances, karma, other lessons that you need to work through. Just depends. You're my past and my future. You have a past and a future that is yet to happen with this person. You might sense that, or you might know that. The mirroring of what I was being shown just got too intense. This is an intense connection. It can be overwhelming. They're always mirroring back to you things that you need to heal. So we have this broken mirror. You're being guided to work on addictions, toxic connections. We talked about this coming up, especially for the equinox, things not serving you right now. And all sorts of behaviors, patterns, things that you really just need to work on bettering in your life. I see a lot of people kind of fall back into old patterns and habits and people that aren't good for them. You guys know what this is. All right, time to release the ex. You have been through something in the past. Some of you guys could have been through betrayal trauma. This isn't for everyone, but y'all have the X files. You all have had negative karmic connections that have been meant to teach you something about yourself and your energy and to balance out karma. This could be people that were unfaithful to you, that triangulated you, and then they might be trying to access you, or they haven't quite gone. You might need to resolve something karmically, okay? You might need some type of karmic clearing, and this is something coming up. Even if they're like not around you in their reality, they might be thinking about you and trying to influence you or manifest you in some type of way. They might have left behind karmic wounds that you just need to heal and let go of. And so sometimes when you guys have been through like negative experience with karmic masculine, you kind of have that kind of, whether it's how you're seeing things, I don't want to say attitude, or it could just be something that you need to heal and release there. Might have made you a little too cautious, afraid to open up, trust issues, whatever it is, you need to heal these things right now, okay? Also, you're needing to let go of guilt. A lot of times this is like feeling bad about things, and feeling like bad. This could be shame energy. Sometimes I think of shame as inner child with the root, right? Or just feeling bad or guilty about how things went. Whatever it is, this is screaming solar plexus, sacral chakra healing that needs to take place. Our sacral, with the guilt message, is our relationship chakra too. So you might feel bad about how things went in your life or how things worked out. Now this is a twin flame reading about you and your twin flame probably too. So as I said, you might be in a state of reflection. Pay attention to the guidance you're getting. You're being guided to heal and to continue to heal. And a lot of people get frustrated because they think they're healed, but the universe doesn't think you're healed, and you have to keep going. This is where 99% I'm willing to bet if some of the frustration comes down. Like you're like, no, I want this now. And but if there's a hold up, if you have yet to manifest this, keep going, healing yourself. And becoming that higher version of yourself. If in separation, not everyone is, a lot of you guys are in union, but if in separation, you're using that space to heal things and heal yourself in a way that you couldn't, being in a connection too, and to use this space. So pay attention to your own guidance. Sometimes you're getting messages like this, but I mean like your inner guidance and going within. Have faith in this situation. You're getting a lot of intuition through, and even with dreams. The dreams are going to be lit for the equinox, especially as we're moving into the winter. You get more through in the dreams. You might be dreaming of your person or of your twin flame. Know that they're also dreaming of you then. And that this is not a fake experience as we've been taught in childhood. Oh, it's just a dream. It's not real. That twin flames have many gifts in this dimension. Some of you guys have activated these gifts through union. And some of you guys, maybe not yet. But you have that gift of shared twin flame telepathy here, but you also have something different in the astral where your higher selves are very much together, and that you can walk into each other's dreams. You have shared dream gifts, and you guys can find each other on like some certain connections. We can do this with others, but it's next level with twin flames, right? And so you might be dreaming about your person, and these are not dreams. These are real encounters that are happening in your sleep where you're hanging out together and you're both wanting to. If your twin flame is showing up in your dreams, they want to see you. They're missing you. Right? They're hanging out with you during that time. Maybe they're not able to if in separation on earth, or, even in union, people have these experiences too, right? Because we're more free and unlimited in the dreams. You have a soul contract with this person for a spiritual union. That means for those of you guys in separation, I always say this, you will come into union with this person. People say, well, when? Well, when you finish doing the work. Okay, and then for those in union, you have this soul contract with this person. There's a lot that hasn't played out yet, and things like that. And we're supposed to be rewarded for this work. It's not all like complaining and hard work, right? And blaming, right? And things like that. You get rewarded. You have so much happen. So I said earlier, if those people on planet Earth are choosing not to heal, they're going to get very loud wake-up calls karmically, and they're going through it. For those of you guys that are doing the healing work, that you're working actively on your ascension and your spiritual awakening and bettering yourself, you're going to start to see the very real rewards or results to this hard work that are coming through too, where you're raising your frequency, having a better time, right? Bringing through abundance, spiritual union, things like that are very positive. Okay, once again, we have the Fool, but this is the new beginning vibes that we want with Divine Feminine. So you're starting over again. Many of you guys are. Maybe you've been through a separation and time has passed and you're coming back together into reunion, working towards union. You don't just shift right into union anyway. Well, you go from reunion to union usually, right? This is faith coming through. This is your second message. I love this because, okay, so during the equinox, this is a time for Archangel Michael. And that, as we shift into, we have an archangel that rules over each season. Fall, autumn is Archangel Michael. And I love this, right? The tattoo. Because faith is his twin flame, right? And that this is very powerful message too. So this is the second message about, an archangel message coming through to have faith in your situation. The archangels can help us with specific things that we may need and stuff like that too. So this is a great time to be working with Archangel Michael or even his twin flame, Archangel Faith. So expect a new beginning, a new adventure, a new cycle. Every time you go into separation, at that point, you have completed a karmic cycle, okay? So when you go into any separation, this could be a lot of distance, no contact, no communication, breakup. It depends on how that will manifest and play out in your life and in your reality. And you can go through these, I call them blackout spaces or separation, right? And then what happens when you start to reconnect? What happens when you start to go into the reunion and the reconciliation? This is starting a new cycle. Do not bring the garbage that you've been through, because you have had to work out garbage. And for that garbage, I'll call it garbage, what has come up for you was in your DNA. It was in your templates. It was in your energy field. I know we always project it on your twin flame and things like that, but whatever drama you both have gone through, even your twin flame masculine showing you this stuff, it was within your field. A lot of times twin flame they'll say, oh, well, he was doing this and this and this, and it was what my ex did. Well, because it was in your field from the ex. They were helping you to clear it and heal it. Or they did this and it was familiar from childhood. I'd been through that. Well, this is more garbage coming up. We'll call it blocks, trauma, whatever comes to the surface. And I think one of the worst things, I just saw another flame couple have problems because they kept bringing up old stuff. So don't bring up the old stuff, especially if you've been in separation and you're trying to shift out of it. Or because this is new cycle energy of wherever you're at right now. Like, okay, start over. Let go of all the problems that happened in the past or whatever's come out. It wasn't actually your twin flame doing it to you as we perceive. It was actually within your energy field. This could have been from old relationships, inner child, and even past lifetimes, or even further back down the bloodline, things that we need to clear for ascension. So they've been actually helping you, and all that baggage, we'll call it relationship baggage, was within you, and it was like your suitcase spilling out into the connection. But we don't always perceive it that way, having the human experience. So one of the best things that we can do right now is shift into these nice start over, new beginning, do it right, like reunion, union vibes, and to let go of the old baggage. Now, if you haven't healed and you meet your twin flame, all that baggage comes up in the connection and usually will push you apart and push you into separation. So we do see some twin flames come right into, they think they're coming right into union, but the problems come up after the love bubble and you separate, and you're having to work through that on your own because it is your garbage. Like, right, okay. So especially in separation, you're needing to work through these things or whatever. Your twin flame's just making you aware of it within that mirror So if your twin flame is like literally like my bathroom mirror, yeah, I know they're your person, and they're just showing you all of your own problems, right? Yeah, I know. You got to go within or to heal things energetically. So we have that kind of theme coming up because you guys are not done. And some of you guys are just going around in your same patterns, circles, behaviors. So especially those that have come out of separation, do not manifest the same thing again and again and again with your twin flame. You only get so many chances. Some of you guys are kind of going round and round with the same problems coming up, or maybe deeper blocks that you need to, I don't want to say revisit. We'll say visit, revisit maybe if you've already done this dance with your twin flame or cycles with your twin flame, or if you're just coming into this with your twin flame, need to visit and clear. We have King of Cups in reverse. Okay, make sure you're not acting immature. You might be dealing with anxiety and depression and things like that underlying. This is a reading for the Divine Feminine too. So you might be dealing with some type of anxiety. Depends on where that's coming from. A lot of times we figure that comes from inner child and root chakra problems long before our twin flame, because if it's a root chakra issue, long before you ever met them, but we meet the twin flame and they trigger this to the surface. Now anxieties could be worries, right? They might trigger a lot of fear, root chakra, worries, doubt, and they come. I deal with people going through the spins of it, right? Oh my God, okay. And you guys sit with your own thoughts a lot of the time, but if you could pull back and see, make sure that you're clearing out the negative thoughts and beliefs. That's what twin flame comes to do. So if you still have all that stuff, you're not going to be ready yet for union. So you do need to. This is like root chakra work and clearing out fears, negative beliefs, anxieties. You're going to find they go way before your twin flame, because if they're going to the root chakra, this is ancestral healing. This is inner child family healing too. All right, this is opening up your communication and having better conversations. You might be having deep conversations with people, as we do have that alignment today with Virgo, which is, meeting up with, we'll say Pluto and Capricorn, which is retrograde. So this is all about clear communication. Make sure you're sharing things from your side. Communication issues cause relationship problems too. Okay, we have defensive on that. Oh my God, that's the ego. Okay. So defensive is like slamming the door, it's walls, right? It's like closing the door and you're not letting the person in, kind of, right? And we want to open that door, right? Like, okay. So yeah, we got this ego message coming up for Divine Feminine. You might be going through something that's making you uncomfortable, awkward with the ego. It just kind of depends. Could be this twin flame process. We also have karma coming around. And this is just life and the balancing. So of course we're going into Libra season. So this is the Justice card, but it's amazing for representing. We're going into Libra season, and karma is lessons. They keep going on Earth. Like, we're signed up for this, right? Okay, you're getting these lessons. They are meant to help you to become a better person and to face these challenges and to move through them, and character development, right? But some of you guys, this could be deeper. This could be karmic connections that you need to deal with. And when there's any type of negative energy between two people, this is a karmic connection, right? And this is not your twin flame. These are other connections that you're navigating. Some of you guys have not resolved things with past karmics, which maybe some of you guys have kids with them. You haven't divorced. Sometimes twin flames meet and they help you to do that. So it can be very common. A lot of people meet their twin flame already married in a very unhappy situation, and the universe wouldn't have thought you were ready. Or that you guys are, separated, living apart, not married, separated, living together. No, right? Okay. All sorts of situations that involve a karmic. Because when I see this card, it's about karmic. Maybe even you guys are single when you met your twin flame, but you hadn't unpacked all your karmic baggage from previous connections, or you have some stuff kind of going on. This is about healing something karmically. It could be from a past connection or current connection, as we're discussing. Or you might have, what's most common is you've moved through this connection, but there's something that needs to be resolved there too. So there's something that needs to be balanced. This can also mean that you need to just heal and work on recalibrating your energy and raising your energy to a higher frequency, and that you're not fully balanced for union. And someone was asking me, I'm going to put this in this video because I like to learn with everyone. They're like, do you really believe that your twin flame is a person and it's not just inner union? Of course I do, or I wouldn't have spent 9,000 hours making these videos for you guys, right? Like, okay, of course, yes, a person, actual person you are meant to be with, right? In this beautiful, harmonious connection, right? Okay, so yes, of course, this is a person. It's not just about staying in separation and thinking you're in inner union, because if you are in separation, you're not in alignment. So oftentimes our twin flame is here to help us to shift into an inner alignment so that we can be in that proper inner alignment for that union, right? So when you are in inner alignment, you will come into union. And if you haven't come into union, you're not in a high enough frequency, inner alignment, or maybe you have some hang-ups going on. It just depends on what those are. Everyone is different, as we talked about in the beginning of this too. So a lot of times twin flame is trying to help us, not always this person, it could be, in some type of way to show us, because they reflect, right, the great and the negative aspects to us that we need to work on, but so that we can shift into a higher resonance, a higher frequency, and to actually heal. And so some of you guys might not have been as healed as you think when this person came into your life. It depends, but everyone needs to just keep working on the healing. And that goes for planet Earth the next couple of years too, with this awakening and with this ascension and things that are playing out. So maybe some of you guys, you are already like me, well on the path of that. Like I'm already a healer, been healing for a decade, right? Maybe some of you guys newbie. Healing, what's that? Right? It depends. Everyone's at different places. Doesn't matter. You're going to have more work to do when this person comes into your life. You'll think you're healed, and your twin flame will show you that you're not. Okay, this is once again, and we have boundaries. You're needing to have boundaries right now with situations. So this is kind of letting go of old energy, clearing energy, letting go of things, working on negative habits, patterns, beliefs. We talked about that. All these are coming up. So we have the Three of Cups in reverse, and this won't be a message for everyone, but some of you guys are in a third-party relationship. Some of your twin flames may be, as we talked about, you might have met them, they were married to karmics. They might have, some people I know go into separation and they pick up a karmic, or, okay, now when we deal with third party, it's like bringing anyone into a relationship. I was doing a call for someone and they wanted to go hang out with a family member with their twin flame, and I said, I don't really think you're ready for that. They might interfere. You're like, what? Okay, because when it's just the two of you, love bubbles, and it's very nice and positive energy, and if you guys can hang out enough alone, you guys know that. But when you start to bring in the other connections, friends, family, other people, sometimes it can interfere. That could be like hanging out, three's a crowd, or it could just be people on either side of the flames whispering in your ear, talking badly about your partner or your twin flame, right? And so sometimes you're going to see that when you are trying to get support on the twin flame journey, that people are not understanding it and they're giving you bad, negative advice. It's about clearing the people that are giving you negative advice about your life, about your twin flame situation, about anything, not serving you and things like that. You're going to start to see this stuff more clear if there is some type of outside interference of energies. And this could come up in all different kind of ways, as we've been talking about. If people are gossiping with you, or you are, about your twin flame, you're blocking the connection and it's not helping. So just be careful with people, obviously, that are talking badly about you, your life, your twin flame, or even people interfering. I know a lot of times people can run into separation issues because of that. All right, so we have the Nine of Cups in reverse. Some of you guys are manifesting. Now, this is a twin flame reading, so let's just stay on that. It could be with any of the manifestations haven't come through yet. And some of you guys might be disappointed. Like that. No kidding, right? No, I'm kidding. And not getting what you want. Well, you're going to go through seasons of that. And the reason why is because this is about healing ego issues and things like that. So life has a funny way of humbling us and giving us what we need rather than what we want all the time. Now, this is usually a very positive wish fulfillment. You're both manifesting each other, and these manifestations are on the way, coming through here. But because this is in reverse, there may be some type of block with your manifesting. There might be something going on here. We already talked about negative beliefs and quitting right when you were there, and you don't have a choice. You have to keep going in life, right? Or the negative beliefs blocking things, and that's why you guys need someone to help you to stay accountable for the things that you're putting out there and thinking all day, because they're just your programming. You're going to need probably someone outside to help you through breaking out of patterns, old programming, and things like that generally, because you're so in it. So this is also about breaking out of old programming that could be blocking this. This could be energetic blocks. This could be unhealed karma and karmic blocks that are blocking it. So this is not getting pessimistic about your situation, right? I call it pity party energy and victim consciousness energy, right, lately. Not falling into that, energy of it, and like, not giving up on your manifesting, especially if it's manifesting union. This person is actually here to help motivate you so that you can make this happen. They're like right here. Your twin flame is right here. And you're here, and the universe is like, manifest this union. All right, well, you're right about here, and you start having the negative thoughts and the fear and the anxiety, and this is never happening. And that's exactly what you need to clear, because it's not just blocking you from your union, it's blocking you in life from being able to manifest your goals, your dreams, things you're going after, all of that programming, and you need to clear it, and you get there. That's why you have to go through this kind of journey as well, too, because you have to heal certain things, we'll say. So once again, that's reading for Divine Feminine. Stay positive right now. This is just your little reminder, right? No matter what's going on, you can shift it anytime. I'm using those equinox energies. I should have told you I have all new stuff up in my shop. I did get the equinox stuff up. So equinox is tomorrow, right? And I was making sure I got it up last night for you guys too, because I'm a little, me, I'm slow with all the stuff I have to do. But I've gotten up those sessions. You can do anything in my shop. I did delete a bunch of stuff and put new stuff up for the next couple of days. Tap into these equinox energies. They are amazing for shifting your timeline and changing your entire situation, no matter what is going on. So make sure you're using those equinox energies. Okay, we're doing a reading for the Divine Masculine. Divine Masculine Collective. Okay, Divine Feminine, if you're watching, direct messages from your masculine. I always look for you at airports as if we'll be at the same place in the world. This can indicate traveling. I love this because I was just traveling a little bit too. And both times I had my twin flame kind of, we'll say, around me while I did these travels. Okay, so airports, right? You guys might be thinking about taking a trip together. I see so many twin flames planning holidays together and wanting to go places together. Or if you're apart, like you guys both may be thinking about how to make it work, like traveling to see each other. This isn't for everyone, but if there's distance like that, like this is like, okay, I'm thinking about making travel plans or being ready to finally make travel plans and things like that, okay? So that airplane might be a powerful message for some of you guys if you're apart or you've been thinking about taking a trip with this person, just a holiday, or going somewhere with them, or even some of you guys to meet them too. Total Archangel Metatron message too, right? So this is also travels, communication. This can indicate opening up communication or, traveling to be together finally. You were my sanctuary. You were the only person I could confide in, and I betrayed your trust. So this is trust issues have come up within the connection. But masculine knows they can talk to you about anything. I think that's the amazing thing. Maybe it's sometimes it's a double-edged sword and not so great. You guys can talk a little too much about everything, right? Whatever's on your mind, whatever you're going through. But that's because you're comfortable with each other. You know how some people, if it's like awkward, you're not going to talk about anything and it's very polite and surface level. You twin flames are anything but. You guys can go very deep together. That can bring a lot of healing when you guys are able to just talk things out and communicate. Our love was too intense for me to handle. I needed a breakaway. Okay, so this is screaming, not for everyone, runner energy. Now, I know a lot of masculines where the feminine was the runner, but we know a lot of feminines where the masculine was the runner. If there has been in the past, or there is a runner dynamic, oftentimes the runner tends to be an introvert. You might not believe that. They seem extrovert, right? But they need that time by themselves, right, with whatever's going on too. And there are many kind of underlying dynamics with this too, including chaser's energy is too intense and you're coming on too strong and not in a good way, in a needy, insecure way too. Now, this isn't for everyone, but there may have been a break now, separation. There might have been slow coming into union, or in the past there might have been separations. It just kind of depends on who that message is for. I'm resisting my desire for you because it's too late now. We've grown apart and you've moved on. Divine Masculine may think that you've moved on. Oftentimes this is a very, very fiery connection that triggers a lot of Kundalini awakening, activation, sacral activation, all of the chakra activations if we get real. And this can be intense for Divine Masculine because this is a different type of connection. A lot of times twin flames touch each other. It's so electric, on fire in many different areas, physically, right, and things like that. And this can be overwhelming energetically, especially where we're programmed to not go there, right, and stuff like that. Divine Masculine desires or Divine Feminine. At first, they might mistake this as a sexual connection, but it's anything but. This is actually a spiritual connection, and that's why so much sexual energy is there too. You, Divine Masculine, your feminine lights your sacral up. You might feel strong pulls to them. You just want to be around them. They make you feel good. I see you in the face of strangers. You'll always be with me. This person might be looking for you when they see strangers, or, you know, it just kind of depends too. They think about you. You're always there with them. I knew you were right, but couldn't admit it to myself or to you. So this person, they know you're perfect for them. They know you're their person. They know you're so right for each other. I really do care, even though I don't show it. This person might have a hard time expressing how they feel, either communicating or showing you or telling you, right? But there's going to be signs. They want to spend more and more time with you. They want to do things with you. They might talk about the future or make future plans with you, right? They might really, really start to act caring about you and nurturing, or like helping to give you guidance or advice, being around you, right? And doing little sweet, nice things for you. They do care about you. I'm in love with you. Divine Masculine is in love with Divine Feminine. I keep hoping to bump into you everywhere I go. Some of you guys are. I love that. Some twin flames work together. They're right near each other in the matrix. They're always running into each other. Especially if in separation, the universe is going to make sure you're at the same places at the same time, trying to spark a healing or reconciliation. I'm holding on to the memories of us. You're worth more to me than I let on. I want to make you happy. I miss your smile. All right, Inferno. This person might be going through a lot. This is my Tower moment card. This might be job loss. Oh my God, I was reading, like, I love this because I'm always looking at stuff. Sometimes spiritual awakening can bring entire annihilation of not just yourself, as we talked about on the Divine Feminine ego side, but of your life. You guys have lost all of these relationships, jobs, connections, people in your life, situations, right? And all of this stuff that you have been through to get into a spiritual awakening. You go through so much of these Tower moments and crumbling. And that's funny because we also have the Tower moment too. Now this is sudden changes and shifts, especially if you guys are in separation. Oftentimes you guys are both going through Tower moments and upheaval. This is soul shock. This is divine intervention, and it's meant to get you to see things differently and to really clear away, once again, layer of the beliefs, which is the ego, right? Which is blocking you on a lot of levels from being that highest version of yourself. So some of the masculines are going through Tower moment in their life, and this can just be in all different kind of ways. Like it can feel like hitting rock bottom each time, right? Like you're feeling really good, right? It's like, it can just feel like that. And it just kind of depends on how this is manifest from you. A lot of you guys have been through so much in this lifetime, but this card kind of snuck in there. But this person is ready for commitment, and we have that. We have the dating card, and this is with each other. So this is like, this person's either dating, but probably more wants to date their Divine Feminine. They might be ready to come into union, especially if you guys have been in a separation or whatever it is. Or maybe there was some type of conflict. I always say this is 99, not all the time, we'll say 95% of the time, it's some type of argument, disagreement, not getting along, or some type of, like, just like you guys are magnets, when you meet, you stick together, pushing each other away or apart. And this is energetically, it happens on an energetic level. So this could be an argument, or there was a disharmony. So you go from harmony to disharmony, or some type of not getting along, or whatever it is. But if there were conflicts, blocks, things that have come up within this union, this person wants to make amends. Like we have that kind of starting over energy in their side too. And so this is like things come into the surface right now. I love that about the equinox. You're going to be made aware of a lot of things. But this person might have been facing masculine. We have the karma card, divine intervention, clearing out negative beliefs, like basically clearing out demons. This could be attachments, right? And things like that. Some of you guys are being guided to really clean your act up. This could be addictions, people, things not serving you, or it could just be negative beliefs and things left behind from past traumas, healing these things. All right, make sure your Divine Feminine isn't playing the victim Divine Masculine. Some of them are in that kind of state. We were created out of the same embers of the same stars. We talked about that soul split earlier, but these blueprints coming back in together and into oneness. So you agreed to split and do the separation. I love it because Earth is the biggest example of that. Hi, we're going to reincarnate into Earth. We're going to be born into different families and bodies, and we're going to lose each other for a really long time, and each twin flame is going to go work on their own path, right? But then you're meant to be guided back together. This is part of your twin flame blueprint towards union. You need to heal and open up your heart chakra for this connection. Divine Masculine needs to open up to this love and open up their heart chakra to this connection. I love that because Libra represents the heart chakra. It's the flip of energy as we go through the cycles, right? So it is all about healing the heart chakra, opening the heart chakra. We have that focus on the heart as we move into Libra season. Everything I see now reminds me of you. They might see little things that they know remind you of them, that they want to tell you about. Maybe they see like your favorite food somewhere or something, right? Little things that they know you'll love or that they want to share with you, or just little spirit messages. My soul was made with yours at the beginning of time. And I can't remember, but I was talking to my twin flame yesterday about traveling to timelines together. Some of you guys have traveled a lot of timelines with your twin flame. Yes, by ourselves, but also together at this point, right? You guys travel galaxies, universes, and other dimensions together. When you guys sign up to be on a planet, you're on that same planet together with billions of people, it might feel like, but you came to that planet together. If you had a lifetime in the Pleiades, you'd be there together too, right? Like you agreed to go to the same places. So many of you guys have traveled so many lifetimes or even timelines within this lifetime after you guys met together, because you're always journeying, like you're always being guided to work on your own timelines, right, in your own life and to up level. But you're going to notice that many of you guys are doing this side by side with your twin flame. I meet you in the dreams every night. And so once again, the dream messages, I'm not going to go too into that because we do that for the divine feminine side. Pay attention, divine masculine. You're going to be dreaming about your twin flame, right? You're meeting them. You're trying to meet them, right? You're trying to hang out with them too. And real quick about the dreams, I was trying to explain this to someone. Sometimes these are other lifetimes. I know they can be meeting in these spaces, other lifetimes. It depends on, it's almost like the higher self checking in on these other experiences, right? It can be many different things, but sometimes they are. Think about it. You have many other lifetimes with this person. You need to heal how you're seeing things. A shift in perspective is needed. Needing to shift your mindset about things too, divine masculine. You guys need to work together. There might be some type of lack of working together. You guys need to work together. Oh my God, twin flames came here to do a divine mission together. Maybe some of you guys aren't on that level. Maybe some of you guys are. And when you find your mission, you're going to be able to put it together with your twin flame and know you're doing the same thing. So this is like working together and, putting in more effort. So you have the Knight of Swords. Sometimes this can be a block, like that one right there. Teamwork, working together with your twin flame. Whether you're allowing them to help you or helping them, it'll help a ton. That's what these connections, any of them, are about on Earth anyways. Working together, especially twin flames. So we have the Knight of Swords. Some of you guys might feel like you missed out on an opportunity, or that you're not seizing the moment, or you've been too focused on yourself and not the union. You might feel like you might have messed it up. You haven't. Okay, so we have the Nine of Wands. Some of you guys are tired, you're drained, you have your walls up, you might be in fight or flight. Fight or flight is runner chaser, and things like that, right? But it's also about pouring into your cup. Take care of yourself right now. So we're doing the equinox. This is all about self-care, healing. We talked about it, focusing on yourself for 5 minutes as we should make these shifts, and you need to. Make sure you're making better food. Some of you guys are being guided to clean up your diet, clean up your energy, work on yourself, working on your own projects, things you need to do, things you need to take care of in your life. But I mean energetically, take care of yourself. Some of you guys might be a little bit tired right now as you're integrating all of this, or even twin flame connection can drain you. You'll say, why? Because you're healing so much trauma. You're dealing with all that baggage, as we talked about too. Okay. We have the Wheel of Fortune card. And I want to go back to kind of getting an even flow of energy. I was talking to someone this morning. Energy imbalances. This is what we're going to address this Libra season. Some of you guys might have energy imbalances. I told someone this morning, not to make light of it, but their connection was not even 50-50. It was 100-0. I said, that's kind of toxic. All right, look. I know, 50-50, right? Giving and receiving, not just one person doing everything, the other person doing nothing. These are draining connections, right? 50-50, you guys put in the effort and you guys reciprocate and things like that. That puts you in an even flow of energy. When we are 100-0, 100% giving, the other person gives nothing, it's draining. You end up drained of resources, energy, time, whatever it is. So when we're able to, divine feminine, divine masculine, come together in a nice even flow of energy, it's going to recharge and uplift both of you guys, and you're kind of sharing things back and forth, whether energetically, resources, whatever it is. 50-50 at the least. Some days you might have a bad day and this person should be uplifting you, and you do a little bit more work, right? Some days a little bit less, but you want to be in an even connection. So karmic relationships are very imbalanced. I know. All right, we are clearing karmic imbalances in our relationships this Libra season. Just making sure that you guys are both putting in that effort with each other too and things like that, okay? So we got that kind of pouring into each other vibe coming up. All right, now real quick, we'll go back to that. For the equinox, you're getting back what you've been pouring into, right? You want to make sure that you're getting your harvest. If you've been, nurturing your twin divine feminine, you're going to get so much good karma and good things back and kind of things like that too. You want to make sure that you're nurturing your twin flame connection because it's going to give you so many rewards back, unlike other connections, right? As we're talking about. Okay, so we have the Wheel of Fortune. This is destiny. And I love this because I told myself this morning, even though we all forgot, we're doing another event of the equinox, we're in between these eclipses. We're not done. And you enter into that, we'll say the lunar eclipse, you enter into that eclipse gateway and you're not done till you pass through the other side. And we're in the middle of that. That makes this equinox especially powerful, right? That we're still in the eclipse corridor. It's kind of like being in between worlds. You've entered into a doorway and you've yet to come out the other side into the room, right? And it's a little bit like that as we're going to go into that eclipse gateway. These are destined things that are going to play out. You have big changes happening. This is karma clearing, things that are going to happen. This is, the universe is working on your union, whether you're in union and making it better and getting those goals out, or you're trying to come into union. This is like huge destined energy and things like that. But we also have this inner struggle happening. This could be all the negative beliefs we're dealing with, mental conflict, things that you're telling yourself that are blocking your life. We talked about patterns, things you need to let go of, right? It's like staying optimistic. And I love that about me. And oftentimes your twin flame will call you out on your stuff or try to help you. Like I had a beautiful conversation with mine yesterday where they were telling me some things, maybe I needed to see things differently or work on it. And they're spot on. Your twin flame can see you like no one else, right? Of things that you need to heal. And I do mean the way you're seeing things, the patterns and stuff like that, to fully shift into the 5D, because sometimes we do have a lot to work on to be fully into that, we'll say mindset, right? Because it starts with the mindset, it starts with the frequency, it's the energy of it too. So this is also healing any type of negative thoughts and things that you need to work on with your twin flame too. All right, divine masculine, getting rid of the negative beliefs, huge theme coming up for the equinox. All right, I'm going on that anyways. I'm going to be doing healings the next couple of days. I know I have activations and healings up for today, obviously tomorrow, the equinox, and even a couple days after that. Check out the stuff I got in my shop. Take advantage of it. Book me on my site if you need me, and I will find you. Have a beautiful day, and make sure you're doing those equinox healings. If you need a reading or anything, just book it on my site, sparksofdivinelighthealing.com. Have a beautiful day.